Hey everyone, today we're going to see if all of this is just a big waste of money. So in my previous video, I went through the Jeep and everything that is basically going to be in the Jeep at all times. This video is looking at my 4 storage bins that I have and basically what's going to be inside of those. What I tried to do is to organize each bin into like its own category. So one of them is like spare parts, another one is food, and then I have tools, and then the last one I want to try and keep open just so when things come across my path on this road trip, I have a little bit of space to put them somewhere. Okay, so here we are. Let's get started. I guess what I'll do is I'll just show you one bin at a time on this table. I really want to know what you guys think of all the stuff that I got. Is it a waste of money or was it spent wisely? So here's the first bin. This is basically all my spare parts. So I have a ton of lights. It's always great to have more than what you need. They're pretty light. This one I can charge via USB, so very handy that way. Then I just have universal grease or multi-purpose. I have extra serpentine belt, which I'm probably going to swap out before I hit the road, and I'm going to keep the old one as my spare. I have my oil, the 10W30 for the engine. This came off of a trailer wiring kit. I'm just bringing it as extra wire. It's always good to have extra wire just in case. Here are a couple sensors that I picked up from a local scrapyard. Basically, I just Googled what sensors are most prone to going off of a 99 TJ, and these two popped up. I can't remember what they're called, but I'll probably put the text up. Over here, I have some universal joints. One of them is for the front, and then the other two are for the rear. So I think one comes off of the transfer case, and then the other one would go to the back of the axle. So I got all this stuff with the Jeep when I bought it. It's just a spring kit for the drum brakes in the back. And then when I also got these two sensors, I also picked up front drive shafts just in case I break a spindle or something like that. Additional fluids I'm bringing are right here: power steering, brake, and then just gear oil. Okay, so that's how it looks. First bin down, spare parts. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Right now, about 80% of my viewers aren't subscribers. I'm currently at 48 subscriptions. I'd love to get to 50, so if you can make that happen, it would be so awesome. But for now, let's get back to that video. Okay, so now we're looking at bin number 2. This is all of my tools and things like that. Along with bin number 1, which is the spare parts, these are more for like emergencies, so I'm probably not gonna be going in and out of these bins every day. It'd be a very bad trip if I did. So these 2 bins I'm gonna be storing on the roof rack. They're kind of out of the way. They are a bit heavy, but I've tried to make it so they're not too heavy. And then that way I can keep like food and other things that I would be using more at an easier place to get at them. So let's take a look. Here's all the tools that I am bringing. Okay, so here's everything that goes into my second bin, which is tools. So let's get started over here. I have jumper cables. If I'm by myself, I have the battery boosters, like 70 bucks. Definitely recommend, just to ease of mind if you're by yourself. I have just the power inverter that plugs into the outlet, cigarette outlet. Same with just the volt tester, so if I do have low voltage, I can tell if it's an alternator or battery. I also have a voltmeter here if I need to do a little bit more extensive work. I bought these 3 just for the trip. Wire tester that has a light built in, this ring puller. Last one is the cheapest tire repair kit that I could find. I can pick up another one at like any gas station, so I only got one. Going from there, I have my jack with my plank of wood, and then I also made sure I had the correct socket for the lugs that I have. Duct tape, fluid film, and WD-40, the engineer's code. Over here, extension cord, grease gun. Hopefully things don't break because they're properly lubricated. Really cheap rope from Home Depot. Just being able to tie stuff up or tie things out of the way, definitely not a bad thing to have. Going over to tools. I learned this the hard way with a previous Jeep, and now I have a bunch of extra bolts for like pretty much every part of the car. I have extra fuses. So basically, if let's say something were to fall off, hopefully chances are I have the right bolt kicking around to get that back to where it needs to be. Under all my backup bolts, I have just screws, zip ties. If you remember in a previous episode, I'm very happy when I find zip ties. Measuring tape, just different things like that, pliers. Just basic generic tools. What I ended up doing is I did a lot of work on the Jeep, and anything that required a tool, I tried to either put in here or only use my socket set. That way on the road, I should have all of the tools that I need. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna carry for tools. And yeah, let's go to the next bin. The rest of the video is going to be looking at my food storage. I was hoping to have an empty bin that I could kind of fill up on the way. Turns out that wasn't possible. That's not the case. So let's watch and see what I had to do with those last 2 bins. Okay, so 2 down, 2 to go. I'm not bringing enough food for the entire trip. Most of it is going to be like backup food or food that I replenish as the trip kind of progresses. Definitely not sponsored, just an easy throw it in a pot and cook it. I like 15-ish cans. Oatmeal, all you really need to do is just boil water, you have a quick meal. Then even quicker, I have some Value Pack snacks where I can eat it while driving. Lastly, I have my coffee for my French press. When I hit the road, I'm definitely gonna be stocking up on fruits and avocados and breads and things like that, but this food I could get in advance and I can store it and it won't go bad. So last thing for my food bin I forgot to mention is I have these bags so I can hang fresh fruit off of my roll cage, just get things out of the way. Totally awesome. I'm thinking my cooler is probably just gonna be for meat and maybe eggs. And yeah, so that's it for food. Okay, so we are on the last bin now. I know before I was like, yeah, I wanna keep this totally open. My last bin isn't just an empty bin. I actually have to put all my camera stuff in there. Well, this is kind of a problem. My drone is still not in it. So I guess what I'll have to do is swap out some stuff. I'm able to use this bag right here. And that way all the stuff I took out of this to get the drone to fit, now it all fits. As long as this fits in the bin, I'm good. Okay, so there it is. That's basically everything that goes in the bins. I already put the food bin back in the trailer. Here are a couple things that are not going in any of the bins, but they are going to be going in the Jeep itself. I have that to look forward to. Last thing is I have to find a spot for one of those axles just because it's way too long, or axle shafts. It's just way too long to fit in one of the bins. So I think I'm going to be putting it in this trailer somehow, and that's my solution. So there it is. I hope you liked the video. I've gone over basically everything that is going to be taken with me along this trip. Okay, so there it is. We've been over those 4 bins, everything that I'm planning to take. Let me know in the comments below. Was it all a waste of money, or did I spend it wisely? If you were planning for this trip, what would you bring? Let me know that as well in the comments below. Make it a great day, and I'll see you later.